exact same time. So Britain is caught in a really weird situation where to uphold their agreement to the Good Friday Agreement, they need to agree to the EU's terms, even though that would defeat the point of Brexit.
Okay, I get what you're saying.
Okay, yeah, see? So, what's happening now is that Northern Ireland actually voted to stay. So did Scotland. And that by itself is a big deal because
Scotland tried to get their independence a few years ago.
And one of the things that was said to them to persuade them not to leave was that you can't join the EU for a while. So England turned around to Scotland and said, you know what,
them.
I'm going... Yeah, exactly.
Oh, no.
Oh,
and I don't put it past the British. Like, I mean, they have a history of fucking over people. So just...
I honestly think it's one of the most deceitful things that has ever happened to Scotland.
Here's the thing. Now, me being the uneducated American about the situation over here... Yeah. This is what I came to understand.
Okay.
I was just like, oh, this is pretty cool here.
Yeah, this is
cool. I came to understand that I thought Brexit would be a good idea.
Oh.
I thought it would be a good idea because I had heard over the years how Greece, and sadly enough, your country, almost bankrupted the EU. Like, you outspent it. This is what I hear over our ways.
Yeah.
And I'm saying, well, let's say you mentioned how the EU is like the United States. Let's say I'm living in New York and California's just, and this is actually kind of a true story.
Yeah, I actually know what you're going to say.
California just outspends itself like tenfold. Yeah. And it's just like...
Maybe this is the graveyard.
Yeah. So I was just like, yeah, I was just like, basically, you know, if California is spending all that much and, you know, it's hurting us in New York, cut them out, get rid of them, you know? So in a way, I was thinking that England was saving, quote unquote, saving itself from the fall of the currency.
No. Think of it like this, right? Like, imagine you're New York and I'm California. Let's say this, right? And you and I are putting money in a pot for both of us, right? Putting money in the pot. Oh, aren't we good friends? Then all of a sudden, I'm having a little trouble. Let's say I'm sick and I need the money. All of a sudden, you grab the pot and it's like, no, fuck off. Hold on a second. No, we're not friends. We're never been friends. Germany basically has done that. Germany has been propping up the EU for years, saying, "Oh,
wasn't Merkel like the kind of like the leader behind the EU?"
There is a president of the EU, but Germany is kind of seen as being... Germany and France are pretty much the center of Europe, both literally and figuratively. And they basically turned around to Greece and said, up yours, even though, yes, Greece lied about stuff, but it was still up to Germany to handle that money. So I kind of just draw the line out of, like, you know, again, it's like, oh, we're all friends, but, you know, united together, stronger together. But then when stuff gets tough, it's like, no, fuck you, we're not doing anything.
Well, when does somebody become too unresponsible? When does something become too unresponsible to the point where it's like, I gotta cut you loose? And I don't know, because I'm not here, I don't have the knowledge, but if in the example, Greece was not spending their money properly and they were not being responsible, let's say, at what point... you know, I get what you're saying. We're in the pot together. We should help each other out. But, you know, you have 4 brothers, and you guys all want to help each other out. But one brother's a drug addict, and one brother doesn't want to get help. And he's just, like, going down this path. At what point do you and your brother say, we got to stop helping him, or do you continue helping him because he's family? Like...
Yeah. But there's helping, and then there's austerity, which is what was put on Greece, which was put on us as well. But I wouldn't call myself a Eurosceptic, but I would consider that there are a lot of structural problems. For example, the EU is represented by what's called MEPs, members of the European Parliament. And it goes by, I think it's like 1 MEP per 10,000. Straight away, Germany, the biggest population, has a greater say. Now, I mean, yes, you can make the argument of, well, they're a bigger population, they are the centre, again, figuratively and literally, of Europe. But it basically means, right, that countries that have completely different cultures, completely different climates to one another, and completely different systems to one another can somehow get the vote on each other. Like, let's go back to
It's kind of like how people complain about our electoral college being unfair.
No, I wouldn't say that. Like, yeah, it is unfair. But no, imagine this, right? Imagine, again, go back to New York and California. Let's say New York has a great medical system.
Okay.
And California doesn't. Let's say California manages to convince a majority of the United States to vote for measurements that would help its own system, but this vote would count for everyone, and it counts against the New York system. Let's say, okay. So what you have is you have the likes of MEPs from northern Italy, Milan, voting on cheese production laws that, let's say mozzarella, that will affect drastically, let's say, cheddar production in Scotland. Again, two different things, but yet there's still this idea that, oh, because it's European, it's one thing. And it's like, no, it doesn't work like that. You can't just paint everyone with the same brush.
Yeah. Or you can't designate when everything's going to be the same.
Exactly.
And then be like, oh wait, it's different.
And that's exactly what Germany did.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, this was good. This is a great video. So I'm going to shut off. I think you educate those people.